Hello, and welcome to Marketing Solutions for Local Businesses, the podcast where you will discover all the latest and greatest digital marketing tools, tips, and strategies you will need to implement in order to stay ahead of your competition. If you are not getting the results you are looking for from your digital marketing efforts, this is the podcast for you. And now, here's the host of our show, the local business guy himself, Frank Deming.
Hello, everyone. This is Frank Deming, the local business guy, and welcome to another episode of Marketing Solutions for Local Businesses. Today is the last day of September. Can't believe it. It's been an interesting year, as you know, and this is my first year with doing this podcast. I'm having a great time doing it. I hope you guys are having a great time as well. And I'm getting a lot more interaction now, which is great. Loving that. And speaking of that, this episode is going to be based on a question that a gentleman by the name of John Dela Cruz emailed me, or emailed the show notes anyway. Wanting to know something. So before I get to all of that, I just want to do a couple of housekeeping topics and talk to you about my, about this show. Number one, if you want to be a guest on the show and you feel that there's something that you want to share with my audience, it doesn't even have to be digital marketing related, okay? As you've seen, many of you have been on my show or you've been listening to my show. Sometimes I get off of the digital marketing topic and I talk a little bit about some, just business things in general. It does have to be business though. This is not a relationship type show. So if you have a topic that you want to cover and you want to be on the show, you want to share it with somebody, anything that's business related, give us a call at 888-416-7752 or send us an email at info@lbmsllc.com. And one of us will connect with you. We'll try to schedule something and we'll put you on the show. If there's anything that we've been talking about, maybe you've tried some of our marketing techniques that we've been sharing with you guys, and we've been trying to, because this show is about helping you, the local business, the small business, how you guys show up in the world of marketing. And if there's something that we've promoted and we say, hey, try this new tactic or whatever, and it's not working, I want you guys to give us a call, 888-416-7752, or send us an email at info@lbmsllc.com. We're going to sit down with you. We're going to talk about your specific situation, and we'll help you out with that. So just so you know, marketing is one of those things where you'll see it like kick butt somewhere and somewhere else will change. So maybe some tweaks that we have to do. So just give us a buzz and we'll schedule something. We'll help you out. That's what we're all about here. Okay, so last housekeeping topic that I want to go over is this. I am enjoying providing this podcast. It is something that is tremendous. And I never thought I was going to have so much fun doing it. So if you're one of those people who want to do it yourself and you think, hey, you know what? I want to start my own podcast myself. I want you guys to think about using Buzzsprout. Buzzsprout is an awesome podcast host. They've helped over 100,000 people start and launch their podcast successfully. They give you a lot of tools to make it easy for you to just launch, easy for you to distribute your data. They give you a nice website. They give you a nice, cool looking audio players so you can embed right into your own website if you don't want to use their website. And one of the things that I really enjoy about Buzzsprout is their Facebook community. It's a very, very interesting community. And they they help you out with other things. Even the people, their support is outstanding. Number one, you give them a call, they're going to help you out tremendously. But even if you don't want to do that, you go out to the community. Everyone in the community is so friendly and help you out. So I'm really enjoying it. I'm glad I picked them. I used to do podcasts a few years back. I didn't use Buzzsprout. It was using another platform. I don't want to, this is not a competition thing. I don't want to say their name, but I did not have the same experience that I had when I switched to Buzzsprout now that I'm doing a podcast again. So anyway, Buzzsprout is the easiest way to launch and promote your podcast. There's a link in the show notes here. So if you go to that link, you'll get a $25 gift certificate from Amazon. If you go to that link and you actually get the service, you'll get a $25 gift certificate from Amazon. That's a way of them saying thank you for trying it out, and it also tells them that we sent you. So anyway, check out Buzzsprout if you're looking into getting into the podcasting game. All right, fellas, ladies and gentlemen. So John De La Cruz asked me, he wanted a topic on, how has COVID reshaped the, the consumer behavior. And I decided to do that and to do it basically on my experience, what it's done for my consumer behavior based on New Jersey. Now I live in New Jersey, so we were one of the most strict states while COVID was in its high day, if you will. I mean, we're a lot lax now, but when COVID was really, when the pandemic just hit, it really, really disrupted a lot in this community. So I am going to answer your question based on my perspective on what I saw. And what I saw is there were 5 ways that I've come up with that me myself did, and I saw other businesses also do. That reshaped consumer behavior. And a lot of it probably you guys did as well. Okay. So the number one thing that made us reshape was we're buying local. See, communities watch these small mom and pop businesses basically struggle to stay above water when the pandemic initially hit. So many of the communities bonded together in support and to help them through. And there was this huge buy local effort that went out. So buying local was definitely a different behavior because everyone was so focused on everyone was so focused on those big brands before this whole buy local thing went out. The Starbucks and all that stuff. I remember there was a friend of mine who did a whole Facebook campaign on, and it wasn't like a paid campaign or anything like that, but he was helping out a buddy of his who had a local coffee shop. And he was just like directing traffic outside Starbucks and into his place. It was kind of cool. So things like that. So this whole buy local campaign just to keep businesses above water. And that was really cool. That was one trend that I saw. So I don't know if you've seen anything like that in your community, in Facebook or in Instagram. There was a lot of that stuff going on. A lot, especially in March and April. When May hit, it started dwindling down, but it was still prominent. So that was that whole buy local movement. It was pretty cool. So what does this mean for your business? Right? Let's put it simple. It's time to increase brand awareness among the community. So to answer your question, so I'm going to try to I'm going to give you my answer as to what are the 5, but I'm also going to give you some stuff that you can do and take and take action with, because I like to see people take action with this stuff. I enjoy doing this podcast. I enjoy helping people, but it really makes no difference if you don't take action. So how you take action with this, right? It's all about brand awareness. So when that guy did the whole thing about, coffee shop down the street, it was brand awareness. What's going to happen now when things open up again? Maybe, next year sometime. Who knows when things are going to open up to normal? Maybe people are going to stop going to the Starbucks and go to his, because maybe now he's got that brand awareness. Does that make sense? So this is a time to take advantage of it. No matter how prominent your business has become, you gotta continue brand awareness now. See, you want to customize your product and your service to meet the needs of those closest to you and engage in the community in ways that, that are relevant to your industry. And especially if difficult times start coming back, because they're talking about a second wave of things, whatever. But you want to start, now that you're getting this awareness to your business with this whole, buy local movement. Again, this is based on the New Jersey and the New Jersey the market that happened a lot. And in my part of Jersey, I don't even know if the southern part of Jersey was doing this, but I know in my part, I'm in central Jersey, they were doing a lot of this buy local campaign movement. And I noticed that was a trend that was big. But now, how do you take advantage of that? You got to keep prying the pump. Chances are, because the pandemic hit, this is going to help you reshape your business. And you're going to pick up a few more loyal customers, people who were probably accustomed to going to Starbucks anyway. Now, because of this buy local movement, now they know, wow, your coffee is pretty decent. I'm going to check it out. So, again, I don't know what business you guys are in, but this is something that I've noticed as a consumer behavior that was happening during the pandemic, and I want you guys to take advantage of that. This is new brand awareness for you. Okay, this is an opportunity for you. So the number 2 thing that I saw that reshaped the behavior, the consumer behavior, is a focus on needs. Here's what I mean. See, when the pandemic began rearing, really in its heyday, if you will, I'm talking about March, April. People tried to predict the potential impact on the economy, and ultimately, and ultimately their families. They were trying to predict what it is. So things like, would there be food shortage? I remember that. I remember actually my girlfriend was worried about that a lot. Is it going to be a shortage of food? Should we add more per month to our savings? People were worried about their savings. Should we cut on non-essential spending? Well, you were kind of forced to, cut on non-essential funding because you weren't allowed to go anywhere. But the people were thinking beyond this. Like, what happens? Like, should we do that? See, no one knew what was coming, and this caused a shift of our from buying non-essentials or even luxury items or basically it drove us into buying just the basics. All because of financial security, if you will. So if you sell a non-essential service, let's say, you most likely saw a dip back in the heyday of this pandemic. A dip in your sales or in your demand, basically, not just in your sales, but in your demand. So if you were doing Google AdWords traffic, you probably saw a dip in the search results. SEO, you probably didn't even see any kind of results whatsoever. So that's where that was aligned. So here's the thing: to combat this challenge, businesses that sell, say, non-essentials services, those folks had to basically pivot to stay afloat. And that was the buzzword. I remember pivoting, pivot. That was a buzzword. But it was true. You do have to pivot. See, in this market, you'll need to make your service irresistible. So this could basically, and I'm not suggesting this is what you should have done, but this could mean lowering your prices or offering additional, more essential, services until the pandemic is over. Some companies just switched up their services altogether. I know a few that did. Like the massage companies, they went straight to online, selling online massage oils and all that kind of stuff. And that's another pivoting story that I have there. And who knows if they'll ever return to the business that they had when they first started. So I'm going to give you a short story on this in terms of my own business. I had a price point per a lot of different SEO and digital pay-per-click and social media services. I basically, what I did, just to demonstrate this point number 2 here, during the heavy days of the pandemic, from, I would say, and it didn't start till April, because March hit and everything froze and I didn't know how to do. So it took me about 2 weeks to pivot, and then boom, I pivoted. And what I did was I lowered my prices by 15%. And that kept the businesses that were not shut down, that still had to work, although they weren't essential, they were okay with that reduction. And with the understanding that I had to go back up eventually, and I did. So we ran that operation like that all of April, all of May, and all of June. Once July hit, we went back to normal because I saw the traffic trends increase, and therefore and then I also hired my team back, et cetera, et cetera. So that's what I mean by a focus on needs. Okay. So number 3, the way that this whole thing got reshaped was an increase in online shopping. That's a no-brainer. So while people were quarantining, Amazon just loved. Amazon absolutely loved this pandemic, because people were just buying. Even people who are non-online shoppers, actually were shopping online. And this is still the trend. So now, what does this mean to you? You have to come up with a way to have some sort of service. Even if you're in the service industry, I know it's going to be tough for a lot of service industries, but I would love to sit back and brainstorm with you guys at some point of how we can make some sort of something work for you around this topic, because this was a trend that this of the 5, after I've done my research, after the question was made, I did research. You know me, I'm a research maven. I love researching. And these are the things that all happened. So this was an increase. How does that work? How do we have, say, a chiropractor? What kind of service can a chiropractor sell online? There's a plethora of things that you can do. So I want you guys to think about it. This is part of pivoting, okay? Part of pivoting, and I want it you guys should have a strategy in place to keep people top of mind, because when things go back to normal, you want them to remember that while this thing reshaped the consumer behavior, you're gaining clients with it. Okay, notice I said clients, not customers, clients. Okay, so number 4, you want to increase focus on personal health. Not you want to. This is what reshaped the consumer behavior. It was personal health was huge. It caused the consumers to take a good hard look at their own health. Basically, what COVID-19 did. Of course, as people have begun to prioritize healthy living, that we've also seen an increase in focus on brands that promote both physical and mental well-being. So lots of people, going back to number 3, because 4 and 3 are tied together. I did some research, and a lot of the products that were buying, that was being mostly purchased online, were a lot of mental health things. Unbelievable, but it was true. So mental health and just physical health too. Some products some more exercise equipment. I think there was more exercise equipment purchased during the pandemic than ever before. It's incredible. I got some statistics there. That was unbelievable. Didn't want to bore you with them, but it just know that the increased focus on personal health was phenomenally growing. So how do you take advantage of that? If you're in a gym or whatever, like that kind of business, you can take advantage of it easily. But let's say you're a small business, you have 10 employees. How do you keep people? Maybe you could have some sort of a physical health or mental health seminar or something, in your community. Who knows? It doesn't matter if you're in it, but people love stories. Create community. Create stories. This is going to build your brand beyond belief. Sometimes building your brand means stepping out of your comfort zone, stepping out of what you normally do, and show people the other side of you. You got to be a little bold sometimes. So that's how you can do something like this. Again, this is just generic stuff. If you have any direct things that you want based on your business, I'll be happy to help. You know how to reach us. So another thing, people was experiencing brands. So once you were forced inside and isolated from the communities, most consumers can agree on one thing: the boredom was big time real. I'm one that I could have tell you that. So this basically left an open opportunity for brands to differentiate themselves by offering experiences and inspiration where others just offer a simple product or service. See, consumers are looking for more than just a scroll and shop thing. They are now expecting to be drawn in with more than just a good deal. Okay, so what we were seeing is that people weren't just looking for a good deal. What's going to draw them in? So brands like your brand, my brand, we should take advantage of the potential customers' new need for entertainment and motivation. Okay, because people got used to the whole Netflix thing and staying at home, watching more TV, looking for ways to get entertained. You want to emotionalize this somehow. You want to get some tools that put advertisement that helps them, knowing stuff like trends, like the fact that people are buying more personal health things, people are shopping more online. Knowing these trends you have to understand, and people with the whole buy local movement, knowing this, you have to know how to reach these folks by giving them an experience with your brand. Again, if you are an attorney, most now attorneys, at least here in New Jersey, because the courts were shut down for quite some time. I think they're opening up now, but they were shut down for quite some time. Everything was virtual. So what kind of branding have you done for your customers to remind you that you're an attorney, that you're here to help them with any kind of legal needs? What branding can you do locally? What kind of local advertising can you do with your brand on Netflix, let's say, on Hulu, on all these streaming things that people are staying home more now, to show how you can help and stay on top of mind with them? Okay. See, emotions always leads to sales. And when people are home, that emotion is already there. If you know that you can tap into that, and help them. I mean, I'm not talking about just selling. I'm talking about selling with an intent to help. Anyone can sell anything, but when you sell with an intent to help, that's when it's a win-win. It's a win for you, and it's a win for your client. Okay. I hope that helps because, John, I mean, I hope I answered your question. I did the research, and these are the 5 things that basically I saw that reshaped the consumer behavior. I'm going to go through them one more time. Number 1 was buying local, the whole buy local movement. Number 2 was a focus on needs. So people were focused on, what is that we need? What do we really need as opposed to what we want? Then another buying trend was increased online shopping. We all know that. Increased focus on personal health. We knew that as well. And experiencing brands. People are going into brands. Branding is bigger. Is a lot bigger now, more than ever. So with that, folks, I am going to bid farewell to this episode. I hope it was helpful to you. I definitely hope it was helpful for John, who wrote in the question, who wanted to hear about this. I'm sure you've noticed this yourself, and you probably just wanted to confirm it. Hope it's confirmed. But anyway, until next time, folks, I am going to bid farewell to this episode. And the next time I see you, I can't believe it, is going to be October. Wow. Anyway, folks, take care and bye for now. Peace out, everyone.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Marketing Solutions for Local Businesses, the podcast where you will discover all the latest and greatest digital marketing tools, tips, and strategies you will need to implement in order to stay ahead of your competition. Don't forget, any links that were mentioned during the broadcast will be available to you in the show notes, so be sure to grab them while you have the chance. Incidentally, if you have any topics that you would like for us to discuss on the show, be sure to send an email to the email provided in the show notes, or click the Contact Us link and let us know what topic you would like us to help you with, and we'll be sure to add it to our schedule. If you would like for Frank and his team to look at your digital marketing presence and give you a free evaluation, simply click the Request a Free Consultation link in the show notes to get a hold of them. That being said, until our next episode, make it a successful digital marketing day. Peace out.